guys, Romie here, so please like, comment, subscribe. This is Scandal, Season 6, Episode 8, A Stomach for Blood. The episode starts off with, see, I knew it! Abby, you're still trash, you still need to go away, still need to be burned. I get it. No, I don't. That was a joke. Like I said, please like, comment, subscribe. This is going to be fun. And just so that you know, we still don't fully know what happened to Huck. I'll tell that right now, because I'm not going to string you guys along. Next week, we're going to find out, okay, Huck is still alive for now. So I told you guys he's still alive, but the clock is ticking, which means that they're going to save him and all that. So unless Scandal's going to do something really stupid, they better not mess with us. They better not mess with us, because I'm tired of this, but I'm really happy that Scandal's interesting again. Now, it starts off with Frankie Vargas, election day, where Frankie Vargas was shot. Of course, now this is the point of view of Abby. Abby is shook. She's like, oh my gosh. So they're dragging her around because she's paralyzed. Fitz is the one that has to tell her, hello, you have to do your job. You have to do your job. You have to snap out of it. You're supposed to be my right-hand man, essentially, but what are you doing? So she gets to her office, she gets there, she closes the door, and then she gets on the phone. It's like, what's going on? Why'd that happen? How'd that happen? What are you doing? What are you doing? And so we see this flashback of Fitz and Red, and Fitz is talking about where he wants to go after the election is over, after he's not president anymore. He wants to go to Vermont. And of course, as we know, when we hear Vermont, we're thinking, oh, because for Olivia, that's why. And he talks about how he wants to open a school, he wants to go fly fishing, all this stuff. Red is not happy about the whole concept of Vermont, but there's this donor meeting that she has to go to. So that's her excuse for, not really going to say anything at the moment, because like I said, we know she doesn't like that idea. At this donor meeting, that's when Tweedledee and Mayonnaise are there, aka the people that were controlling Papa Pope and all of that. They're there, and instead of trying to give the president money, they tell Abby, we're not interested in him, we're interested in you. I'm saying, Abby, red flag. And of course, her stupid self goes and listens to them. Initially, she's like, but she still listens to them. They tell her, look, we're here because we want to know, what do you need? We're looking at the next future president right here. We're not interested in, Fitzgerald. We're interested in Abby Whelan. I'm thinking, Abby, come on now. You should know this sounds like some type of bull. You should know it sounds like some BS. Come on now. But she's still listening. They're saying, we'll give you $300 million to go towards your fund. $300 million to go and bet on yourself to do as you say. And Abby's just like, so what do you want me to do? Oh, $300 million worth of favors? They're like, alright. So are you going to do it? She says no. Because they were trying to tell her, aren't you tired of being the underling? Aren't you tired of being the president's, whipping girl? Aren't you tired of all that? She said, I love my job. I appreciate my job. I respect my job. I respect the men that I work for. I'm thinking, alright, Abby, just a moment ago in a meeting, you were saying how you didn't like the fact that this whole Vermont thing, because you're thinking, okay, your end goal, or his end goal, but no, let's be real, your end goal. And now you have these Cuckoo for Cocoa Puff people telling you they want to invest in you. I don't believe that you don't want to go for it right now. But guess who's back? Leo is back. Leo is back, and I said, wait a minute, what type of mess is this? Leo is back. Of course, they're going to go on the date. Of course, she's kind of irritated about, the president and him and his dealings. Now, I will say this. I would be irritated, too, if I'm doing all this work, and this man essentially just wants to go and do nothing afterwards. So, she goes to Cyrus, of all people, next. Again, think about it. Of all people, next. She knows better to go to Olivia at this point. So she goes to Cyrus, and Cyrus tells her, because, she gives she gives him this bottle of, what was it, Dom Perignon? Cyrus realizes, okay, I'm being bribed, I'm being baited, what do you want? She said, so how do you know? How did you know that you wanted to go and back, Frankie Vargas, he said, oh, I see where this is going. Well, you get that special feeling. That special feeling like this man's going to change the world, or this person's going to change the world, and that feeling doesn't go away. So then she was like, oh, okay. And she was like, but here's the thing. You're smart, you're brilliant, you can do anything. You can leave that office and you could be a superstar. But Red, you will not get the handshakes, you won't get the hugs, you won't get the stern talks, you won't get the nice loving looks from him anymore. It is a cold, cold world being on the other side if you go and betray that man by leaving him. I just need you to know that. Do you know that? So it's like, oh, okay. So now she's back and she's listening to him and she's irritated because, like I said, she's trying to figure out she's not going to betray him, she's not going to leave him, but he is on this mission of, no, I want to go to Vermont. And then she goes and gives this speech of, look, you're the President of the United States. Just because you stop being the President of the United States doesn't mean that you're not one of the most powerful people in the free world. You could go to Children's Hospital, save all those kids. You could go to third worlds and turn them around, even after president. You want to go fly fishing in Vermont. Here's what you need to know. Olivia, you know her? Yeah, my ex-friend. Notice how I said ex. My ex-friend, she's not going to be there for you. After this is over, she's not going to want you. She wants the White House. She doesn't want you. So why would you go and choose Vermont? You're not going to get her by going to Vermont. He said, excuse me? And Abby wasn't done. It's like, yeah, you have a responsibility. A responsibility. Fitz said, little girl. That was cute. You thought you had your Olivia moment. Like I keep saying, you want to be the strong black woman so bad when you're just you. Why can't you just be a strong woman? Why do you have to be Olivia? But no. Fitz like, how dare you? I'm so tired of people like you for 30 years of my life telling me what I can and cannot do. I want to go and be normal for a moment. I want to go and be normal for a moment. I want to be able to smell the roses. Olivia? You think I'm doing this just because Olivia? In the back of my mind, maybe a little bit. But no. I want to be normal. That was always my dream, to be normal after all of this was said and done. My dream to not feel like a puppet. My dream to not be the most powerful person in the room or in the world. My dream to, well, I'm thinking, well, why'd you become president? But this was like, no. Because I wanted to make a difference, but I have earned a moment to myself. So now you're telling me that I didn't. Here's how this works. I know that you Red, you got that nice bouncy hair, you got this nice high-powered job, you think it's Cyrus, but look, Cyrus is out in the cold, so you have two options. Vermont, or figure out where you want to go, because I know this isn't about me, really, it's about you and your agenda. And I said, ding, 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 ding. Abby wants power. Abby wants to feel like she's making a difference in the world. Abby doesn't feel like she can do that herself. She never did. So now she's trying to use other people, i.e. Fitz, in order to accomplish that. Come on now. So she goes, she runs to her office, and she calls them up. She calls up Tweedledee and Mayonnaise to go and say, I'm in. I'm all in. Whatever you need me to do, I'm here for it. I said, all right. Now it's election day, and she's talking to Millie. Millie, of course, is giving her this rival-rousing speech of, because Red told her, oh, so how does it feel? Does it feel good to become the President of the United States? And she said, you know what? It does, but not for the reason you think. It feels good because I feel like I'm doing this for all women. I said, oh, okay, we get it. But she said, no, I feel like I'm doing this for all women who felt like they were less than, or told that they were less than, especially by some man. Excuse me. I feel like I'm doing this for them. I feel like I'm winning this. I feel like I'm getting this, and it's on their behalf. So yeah, it feels good. It feels great, actually. And then we find out that she doesn't win. Millie doesn't win. Now, she gets a text message from, the cuckoo's nest, and so she goes, she takes the call. She takes a call, and they essentially tell her, Alright, little girl, so there's going to be some things that happen, and I know you're going to be frazzled after you see the results of the election, so that's why we figured we'd call you now. Next thing you know, Frankie Vargas is dead. Frankie Vargas is dead, and, you know, she's frazzled, she's like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. So she runs into her office, and when she runs into her office, that's when she takes that call. And again, it's, what's her name, Sally? Whatever. I'm calling her Sally. Sally's telling her, alright, so here's how this works. You're going to have to sneak out of the White House. She said, what? How am I supposed to be able to do that? I'm the president's right-hand man, woman. But I get it. I know it's a phrase, but still I'm saying woman. And I'm trying to do this, trying to do that. Someone was just shot and killed. The president-elect was just shot and killed. This never happened before. And you're trying to tell me that, and you guys did it? You guys did it? Yeah, we have a goal in mind. We want Millie to be president. We knew that was going to happen, so we need to guarantee that that was going to happen. And that's just where your part comes in. You need to somehow get your way to that hospital where he was shot and control the room, and then take further instructions. So now Abby, now I said it was smart how she did it. I have to give it to her. She's not dumb. She's just stupid. She's not dumb. She is highly capable. She is just stupid in what she decides to do. So she goes, she gives the secretary this red envelope, and clearly it was information to make sure that it got into Fitz's hand. Abby was waiting to get that envelope to Fitz. So once it did, it was like, he's like, Abby, you're needed at the hospital. So now, this is where we see the scene where she rushes to the hospital with that whole crew, and because she wasn't supposed to be there. That's why they're like, what are you doing here? Because she wasn't supposed to be there. They had her go there to control the room, control the scene. She goes, she takes the phone out of Frankie Vargas' ex-wife. Frankie did not deserve that. Frankie was a good man. I mean, I was hearing that speech over again, and even Fitz had that look of, man, this is a good man. I would want him to be president if it wasn't for the fact that my wife was running. But she goes, she controls the scene, and then Meg's pretending to be a nurse at the hospital. Meg's just like, hello, here's your next set of instructions. She said, what do you want from me? I'm thinking, Abby, you don't have much of a choice. The reason why Abby doesn't have much of a choice is the fact that the money that they paid her out, it was dirty money. It was money from, like, this Korean war government thing, essentially meaning that it was dirty money, and she would go to jail if she found out. So she took it $300 million. They said, but where did that money go? Is that in another offshore bank account? Like, that's the things that don't make sense to me. But again, I'm nitpicking. They said, here are the bullets. What do you mean? We have to stage it and make it look like he was shot from long range. Because that's what I was wondering. You could tell that he was shot from above, from below, due to the bullet fragments. So now they have to go and put in new ones to replace the old ones, and it's Abby's job to do it. And Abby's like, how am I supposed to do that? Max said, oh, you'll figure it out. You're very resourceful. Mind you, it's either you figure it out, or she's like, yeah, I know, I go to jail. So now she comes up with this plan. Now she has to get this neuroscience guy to go and do the autopsy, to do it sooner rather than later, because she was trying to figure out, wait a minute, why isn't this being done yet? She thought she could bully the woman. The woman said, I'm not going to risk my job for someone like you. So it's like, oh, okay. Abby then has to turn to scaring this guy and telling him, look, here's how this works. You're going to go and you're going to take out the bullets. You're going to do the autopsy yourself because you have a family, right? And you want to be stationed here, right? Well, I can make it happen where your daughters and your mom, because your parents are here, and your daughters, they would love to be here. I'm sure they wouldn't love being in Alaska, essentially like being somewhere in Alaska. It's like, are you blackmailing me? Yes, here's the thing. I am the right hand to the President of the United States. We need to make sure that Frankie Vargas' killer isn't on the loose. His killer is found sooner rather than later. The only way that can happen is if you do this autopsy. You'll be compensated. Don't worry about it. So Abby has him go and do the autopsy, and then she goes and has the guy, because once he's taken out the bullet fragments, then she gets the guy that she, was telling in the first place, stay in your place, a while ago, she has him come in and say, oh, why is one of your people going to do an autopsy now? It's like, wait, what? What? And now, because again, Red also had to do this behind the president's back since she was just like, I do things on my time. Don't tell me to say that Frankie Vargas is dead. I say when Frankie Vargas is dead. So now I get it now. That's where, now I'm like, you know, go Fitz. You go Fitz. So Abby is telling the guy, the doctor saying, she was like, you know what? Don't worry. You and your team can come back here and finish the job. You'll be highly compensated. The president will make sure that you and your team are taken care of. And now it's his way of being quiet so that Abby could go and take the bullets and switch them out. But the issue is there's one bullet still left in his lower abdomen. So Abby had to go in there. I said, oh. And they had his brain exposed. They had his entire chest exposed. You saw all the organs. Looked very realistic. I said, Lord, they're opening up Frankie, and she's going in. She gets to the last bullet. She's able to switch it out. But then the security guy comes and says, you know what? I'm here to take over, to watch guard. I have to give it to Abby. I'm calling her Abby again. Red, even though she's still trash. Like I said, she's stupid for her particular actions, but she's not dumb in the sense where she's just not capable. She takes the gloves off, puts it in the waste basket, and I'm like, oh, that is some Pope and Associates for you. That is Olivia's training. That is Olivia's training brought to use. Well, your use, not good use per se. And of course, Meg's just like, all right, thank you for the cause. Thank you for helping us out. You know this isn't over yet. Again, Leo was kidnapped, so Abby's trying to figure out, oh, when am I going to get Leo back? I said, oh, Leo's kidnapped? I don't care. That's why I didn't mention it before. Leo was kidnapped. So that was the other thing that had her go and say, I'm going to do this. Because she was saying, oh, this is treason. This is wrong. This is wrong. What am I going to do? I can't do this. I can't do this. I'm thinking, Abby, you can do anything. You were greedy. You accepted the money, so you can do anything. Leo is back at home. He doesn't remember anything. And, of course, Abby feels bad because she knows it's her fault. But she can't say that it's her fault. She's like, you know, the police, they told me that they're going to take care of it. The muggers, they got away. I don't know what happened. It's weird. I can't remember anything. And of course, they gave him some drugs. The police, I'm sure, were actually some of the agents that, undercover agents. So now we see things play about where Cyrus was being framed and Olivia's dad said, oh, it was Cyrus. Where Olivia went to the White House, why Abby was cheerleading for Cyrus so much. And also I figured it out because she actually knew. She actually knew. So when Huck came to her and said, I know Jennifer Fields is still alive, that gave her some hope. Because now she's thinking, oh, I can get Cyrus out. I can get him out. I can exonerate him. And now she's trying to go to David Rosen. She's thinking that she's going to David Rosen, but Sally comes in, it's just like, come on, we keep tabs on you. We know everything that you're going to do before you even do it. So don't think you can pull wool over our eyes. It's just like, I'm going to David Rosen. I know this man, he's a good man, and I'll be able to, you know, help Cyrus. I'll be able to expose all of you. I'm thinking, David Rosen can't do anything. He is an idiot. He is an idiot. He may be a good guy, but he is useless in that role. He's good for nothing. That's really what his role is, being good for nothing. So Sally's just like, oh, come on, Abby. You think you have something. You think you have some power. You think you can go against us. I'm a real bee. You just play one on TV. I said, Sally, you're also trash? But am I liking you a little bit more than Red because you're going at Red right now? What is going on? David comes out of his house because David didn't want to talk to Red. Like, why would he? But guess what? David is dating Sally. Sally has they have all their bases covered. I have to give it to them. I don't know who they are. I don't know how they came to be. But David's just like, oh, we're going on a little lunch date. Do you want to come with? Of course, Rose is like, no, whatever we need to talk about. It wasn't that big of a deal. Actually, sorry. I was just being dramatic. And she goes walking. She's shook. She's scared. And like I said, this is when Huck comes in and tells her about Jenny being alive. And now she feels like she has a bargaining chip. Now she tells Cyrus, you know what, I'm going to get you out of here. I'm going to do whatever it takes to get you out of here. She runs back to Sally and them. And it looks like they have their own version of a Pope and Associates consulting firm. I said, oh my God, this is too much. This is too much. And she says, I have some information for you. Now, remember, Papa Pope is good. And Jake has learned from the best. So they did not know that Jennifer Fields was alive. They had no idea. So that was new information. So thanks to Abby blabbing and opening her mouth and running back to them thinking that she could do something, that is why Jennifer died. And she's just like, if I give you this information, will you help Cyrus? If I give you this information, will you help Cyrus? So she says that Meg is working for them, and she doesn't know that at the time. So that's why Meg went and shot and killed Jennifer. Actually, no. Let me back up. Yeah. So they didn't know that Jennifer was alive, and yeah. So that's where their plan went into motion. So it's like, oh, okay. They went, shot Jennifer, killed her because Abby knew that Jennifer died. So that wasn't the issue. But they shot Huck. And it's just like, and Huck? Oh, he's not going to be running back to Olivia telling her anything. I said, what? What do you mean? Huck isn't dead yet. Huck is bleeding out. It looks like they want to get rid of Huck. It looks like Huck could die while they're trying to find him. Or it could be a stupid red herring and he's already dead and we're trying to find a corpse. But I don't believe that because this is Huck we're talking about. He was just strong. So we're keeping hope alive that Huck will survive. So that's it. Please like, comment, subscribe. Abby is trash. She didn't know what she was getting herself into, just like Cyrus. But this is what happens when you do wrong. You don't know how it's going to come back towards you. They need to go. Now, all of them need to go. Keep Olivia and Huck, and Olivia gets on my nerves, but keep her. Red needs to go. She's still canceled. She's still trash. She willingly hurt Huck to send a message to. I said, you know what, Red? To save Cyrus? You're playing for the wrong team. You're on the wrong side. Wrong side of justice, or your version of justice.